Yo, what's up? Doug Cunnington here from Niche Site Project. This is the Friday Q&A. Welcome. This is your first time on. I really appreciate you spending time with us this morning. These sessions are just like free-for-all Q&A. So I do live sessions on Wednesday where I cover a topic. Friday, I do Q&A. So hopefully we have a lot of folks on here or they'll start filing in. Funny thing is on Wednesday, a lot of people do try and ask just arbitrary questions that are completely unrelated to anything that I'm talking about. And that's fine. I don't mind it. It's just hard for people to find that information. And if someone is tuning in, for example, on Wednesday, I talked about how much money you could make with an Amazon affiliate site. And then if someone starts asking about link building, well, no one's going to watch that video with the title of how much money can you make with an Amazon affiliate site. They're not going to watch it if they're looking for link building stuff, right? They're going to go to the link building topic video. So it's just hard for people to find stuff. And I usually answer the questions in a brief manner, but on Friday, I can go a little deeper. I do see we have quite a few people on. I know there's a bit of a delay. Let me know where you're from. Say hello. And I have a bunch of questions from the other day. So I'm kind of going to blast through those because I know people come to these with questions. So I see Nonchalant, what's up? Furman UK. We got John Smith, awesome. We got JP in Nero, I think. I'm not sure what that is. And Nonchalant from the UK too. We got some people from Ohio, Mansfield, Ohio. Sheila from warm Pensacola. So it started snowing earlier this morning. Apparently in the next 48 hours, we're going to get like over a foot or so here in Bozeman. So burr. It's actually not super cold outside. But I mean, it's a lot of snow. There's like 4 feet of snow piled up. Not that much. There's like 3 feet of snow piled up in the front yard. Some parts are like 4 feet high. But we're going to run out of places to shovel the snow, a problem I never thought I'd have. Okay. We have Metric from Texas. We have Kent also from Texas. We have Ahmed from Bangladesh, Alex from NYC. Bozeman, Ken, that Bozeman, Montana, it's with a Z, so close, but it's in Montana, so kind of close to Canada. And then it is about an hour and a half from the northern entrance of Yellowstone National Park. And we're sort of like in the mountains here. So I'm going to open up my list of questions that were sent in. I recently started using Evernote again. So I just copied it and pasted these from the chat on Wednesday, put them in Evernote, and I'm going through them. I'll talk about Evernote in a second if there's a dead moment here. Whoa. That tea is way hotter than I thought it was going to be. Whoops. Okay. Number 1, what's the ideal word count for single product reviews? However long it needs to be. So this is like how long should a YouTube video be, or how long should a podcast be, or how long should X be? Whatever you need to do to answer the question of whoever is consuming the content, that's how long it needs to be. If you want a more like generic general answer, 1,000 words. Make it 800 to 1,000 words at a minimum, and then go from there. It can be way longer, right? It could be 4,000, 8,000 words. Can we use Amazon product images on the niche site or an authority site, right? So that's a whole other question. Niche site and authority site's basically the same thing. It's just branding. My site is called Niche Site Project, so I say niche site. You can use the image from Amazon if you use the site stripe, or if you use an Amazon API or something that pulls from the Amazon API, right? So if you know how to code, you could pull from the API yourself, or some themes or plugins will do it for you. All right, let's see. I see some questions coming in. Totally cool. I'll try and I'm going to go back and forth. Otherwise, I'm going to lose the chat here. So a lot of people are hopping in. If I do a couple things, if I do answer your question or you like what I'm doing here, Would really appreciate it if you hit the thumbs up. If you like this video, it will help me a little bit, and I really do appreciate it. So question from Josh, my man Josh, I think also in Florida. So thoughts on the December 25th update that impacted a lot of other white hat sites. Basically, I'm monitoring it closely. I did hear some stuff about it, but at this point, I need to like analyze data before I can like make anything definitive. Again, you'll notice I'm slower to publish like information or content on like topical things because usually people don't have information if they start publishing stuff or talking about it soon. Yeah, Sheila is talking about how much snow. Yeah, there's just a crazy amount of snow. We have All Wayne, what's up? Tyson, it's negative 22 in Edmonton. That's legit, man. That is pretty cold. I don't think we're going to be that cold in the next week, but it'll be a little chilly. Nonchalant says, I'm building an Amazon affiliate website with WordPress. The plugin will download the description from Amazon. Is it okay for SEO purposes to change the product description but still be the same? Well, I would change it. Your question has like a false dichotomy or something in there. It doesn't make sense. How can you leave it the same and change it? So I'm not sure what you're asking exactly, but you should change it, right? It will be better off if you have unique content on your site, even if it's just a small bit of information. Robbie says, I want to start a new niche site. Where do I start from? Go to my channel, which you're already on, and watch some videos there. You need to pick your niche first. Duke says, Matt Diggity did a video on the 25th. It's in the lab Facebook group. Basically EDU links and maybe guest posting. That part is scary. Ahmed, thanks for the thumbs up. Another question, is there a time frame you give a new site before you call it a success or failure? Not necessarily, right? So if I gave an answer, it would vary depending on how much time a person puts into it. So if you put in more time and effort, you'll have like success sooner. But a lot of times people give up on, well, basically so many things in life, but they give up when they're really close to like figuring it out. People are really impatient with like making money online, and it's like the people that are patient seem to do fine, right? But if you rush, you're going to run into more issues. So I don't know, probably like 6 months, you should have a pretty good handle. Alexander says, you heard that Google didn't like affiliate sites. Has that changed? No, I mean, I don't know where you heard it from or whatever, but if you have like a purely affiliate site with no other content and it's just like a sales site, you may get sort of they call it a manual action for like thin content. But if you have other content on your site, that should be fine. John Smith says, Diggity just put out a video regarding the algo update. It can be found on his Facebook page. Okay. David says, when you hire writers on Upwork after the trial job, you continue to use Upwork assignments, or do you move outside and pay them directly? I usually stay in Upwork just because I'm generally a rule follower. If I work with them like on like for a long period, I may see if they want to move off, but I usually just stick with Upwork because you're working through the platform. It costs more money. The VA doesn't get paid as much. They have to pay some too, but we both get protection, right? Like I can ask for refunds. Like we have protection based on the communications, and that's important to me. Okay, a couple of the other questions that were sent in. I'm targeting the US audience. Is it mandatory I build links from US domains only? No, you could do whatever you want. What if I build links in other countries but target US citizens for Amazon Associates? Yeah, again, build links from wherever you want. Can you talk about the overall expenses and hidden costs that people might not factor in as they scale up their sites? As you add more people, like writers, like a lot of people are asking about hiring writers. So as you hire more people, you're going to have more cost in time, right? Aside from like the cost of hiring people, you're going to have more cost in the amount of time that you're spending managing people. So if you're not used to managing people, it'll take a little while to figure that out. Can you turn a niche site into authority site? Sure. They're basically the same thing. It just depends on who you ask and what you're reading. So yeah, you could do that. Generally, I mean, in the simplest sense, if you have some idea of a niche, if you think a niche site and authority site are different in your mind, in your definition, right? Basically, a niche site can grow into an authority site. It's like an authority site that's all, or a niche site that's all grown up, right? So it has grown, it has more content, has more backlinks, better content, more thorough. Okay, a couple other questions. Nonchalant says it is legit, right? And I guess you're talking about like some product description from Amazon. I would just say don't do that. Like it sounds like you're maybe looking for like a shortcut or to do something faster, and usually that's not a good idea. Okay. Nonchalant says, can I use Amazon's rating system to add it on my website? No, you can't do it. Do I have to mention it somewhere on my website? No, you're using a plugin that's getting accurate Amazon ratings. Okay, if you are using a plugin that is pulling from the API, then you have more flexibility. So, and I would recommend Nonchalant. Just ask the people that created the plugin. You obviously paid money. You think the plugin's cool. I don't really use many plugins, but if you do, I can respect that. Whoever sold you the plugin should give you their support. I have no idea of the like specifics, right? Wesley says, after building 10 links to a post, how long do you wait to see the results? It depends. It could be a few weeks, and it's a 2-year-old site, by the way. So it could be a few weeks or it could be a few months. How long do you wait between making changes and measuring the results and making more changes? Usually, I would say like 8 weeks is a good amount of time where like on-page things can happen. It allows links to soak in and age a little bit, that sort of thing. Jonathan mentions Google doesn't like bad affiliate sites that are clearly only focused on the sale. And I have to mention, a lot of people get information from various sources. I don't know where they get their information. It sounds like a lot of people spend a lot of time in Facebook groups. I would say, well, just as an aside, stop doing that. That's a horrible place to spend your time. I mean, not all Facebook groups are created equal. Some are better, but in general, there's a lot of people that are talking about stuff that they've heard other people talk about. Actually, look at our chat right here. I know some people are just relaying information, but someone reads something where someone was speculating and they're saying it is fact, and there's not enough information out there. And then next thing you know, there's like rumors of untrue stuff going around, and like Google doesn't like bad affiliate sites. Well, like the Wirecutter is a big affiliate site. There's a ton of big affiliate sites and they rank fine. So there must be something more to it than just a simple Google doesn't like affiliate sites. So just be sure you understand where you're getting information. Like, do the people know what they're talking about? Is it some person sitting in their room? Not me, right? I'm sitting in the guest room. This is my office. But make sure you understand it's not just random people talking about stuff that they read, but they're not actually like practitioners in anything, right? If it's Amazon FBA, drop shipping, someone that's telling you about blogging, like there's actually a few people that contacted me and they're like, hey, can you give me advice? I want to create an internet marketing blog and talk about like just how to start a blog. I'm like, well, have you started a blog? Like, do you have like experience in it? Like, can you actually tell people accurately what to do? If the answer is no, then they have to like figure out how to learn stuff first, because you can't really, trust that advice from those people. Okay. Nonchalant says, can I create a Facebook shop page that will sell everything that I have on my Amazon affiliate site? I don't know. Ahmed says, can you talk a bit more about the recent hit or many affiliate sites or affiliate site owners that see a ranking drop? It's really confusing with loads of information that's not giving us any clear answer to the situation. I can't talk too much about it because I have as much information. I have a little bit more information than you, but it is unclear what was targeted. It does. I mean, I haven't done much research. I think in a few weeks, there'll be more information, I'm sure. I mean, if I recall correctly, 10 Beast was sold, and we'll probably either see that it's recovered or that it hasn't recovered in a few weeks, right? So if someone paid $600,000 for a website, they're probably going to, spend some time trying to recover this stuff. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see and learn more by analyzing what 10 Beast does, right? It should be pretty easy for us to reverse engineer that. What's up, Dami? Good to have you on. Sharon says, my number one issue is traffic. What's the number one way to get traffic in your opinion? Organic search. Dami says, I received an invitation to become an Amazon influencer. Have I gotten one of those? Do I know what it's all about? No, I haven't gotten one of those, and I'm not sure what it's about at all. Charles Anderson is on. What's up? Good to have you on. Ken says, I have 1 month left to get the probation period done for Amazon. My site will be live in a few days. What's the fastest way to get 3 or 4 sales in 4 weeks? You can pay for traffic if needed. I would say, well, I don't know what state your site is in, but I would say, a couple things you can do. You could ask a couple friends to do it, right? So technically that does violate the terms of service, but as long as they're not like direct relatives, like on your address, like if you just email a couple of your friends from, the other side of town or whatever, that should be fine. Or you could do like some link building stuff where you go and do blog comments. You potentially could get traffic via the blog comments and make a couple sales that way. Now, I do see we have quite a few people on. So I think several people probably just joined. Welcome. I appreciate you hopping on here. If you have a question, just ask. I'm happy to answer, field all questions. I have a bunch more to go through. Additionally, if you have the ability to click the thumbs up button, really appreciate it. If I answer your question, I think that's a good trigger, right? To go ahead and do the thumbs up, and it helps me out getting people to watch these things. And then Ken, I would say maybe ask a couple friends if you really need to do it. And then, worst case scenario, just reapply like once you have a little traffic on your site. Akila says, is it good to display some customer reviews from Amazon on our website? No, that's against the terms of service. You can't do that. John says, yes, but the Wirecutter does better in-depth reviews with good info. Yeah, totally. I think Jonathan, you and I are saying the same thing. It's just like Google doesn't mind if you have affiliate content, right? A lot of the internet is affiliate content. And as long as you're actually providing value, if you have other informational articles, then you're probably in good shape. Or if you have like great information in your review post, you're fine. You're fine. Nonchalant. Besides that, I would identify myself as an Amazon associate in the About Us page. Do I have to add something extra? No, that should cover it. It's kind of a good practice to have it on each page so there's no mistake that you're an affiliate. But I know some people just have it on the About page. Okay. Do I have other types of sites besides affiliate sites, like a SaaS, like a software as a service? No, I do have a course. So I have a course on creating a niche site or an authority site. Basically, again, they're the same thing. But I have a course on that. Enrollment is closed right now, but it will open up in less than a month. Alwyn says, what's the difference between user page views and organic page views? I'm not sure. Are you seeing that on like, where are you getting that data? Is that in Google Analytics? I would say like users are individuals, and then the organic page views are via search. That's what I would guess. So via search, organic search traffic, but I'm not really sure. Tao mentions to Nonchalant, don't rely on plugins to import from Amazon unless they're using the API to show live data. Yeah, that is totally true. And Nonchalant, I would say you need to work with your plugin support. So if you paid money for the plugin, you should like take care of it. Or they should take care of it for you. Sorry. Duke says that Diggity said that 10 Beasts recovered. They removed their EDU scholarship links and spammy Web 2.0 links. Okay. Tao says same ratings and you're not allowed to upload. Same for ratings and you're not allowed to. Okay. Yeah. Just repeating what I said. Cool. And thanks, Tao, for making sure, keeping me honest here. Okay. Wesley says, what's the higher end multiple I've seen for a site? So I know the one that I sold was like 33x. And that was, that's like medium-ish, like medium high-ish. However, I started talking to some other brokers, just seeing what they offer. And I mean, you can get multiples up in the high 40s. So a lot of factors are involved, but you can get into the high 40s. Probably with a private broker, not like a marketplace. So the one knock against some of the brokers, like if you work with like directly with a portfolio, you may be able to get like much higher multiples, like I said, 48, and then you don't, like, it's a higher multiple, you don't have to pay a broker. So that's like on top of it. So, we got 33x for the Project White Hat site, and basically that ended up being 15% went to the broker, Empire Flippers. They handle so much stuff, so it can be worth it. But if you have a good relationship with a portfolio manager, private investors, basically, you can sell directly to them and maybe they handle everything, right? Again, you got to make sure you know who you're working with. Okay. Leve says, is it possible to rank a website without link building? Even if it could take much more time and has a good number of quality content? Sure, anything's possible. My friends over at Income School swear by, the link building stuff. But I mean, it's one of those deals where you're probably better off just like figuring out how to do link building that you enjoy. And then like just do, I mean, it's not that bad. Like once you get through it, it's not that bad. Ben says you just arrived. Good to have you on. Will there be a replay? Yep. This will be on YouTube. In fact, you can just rewind it if you want to. I think you could just rewind it to the beginning. Aquila says, Doug, I don't know if this question is relevant to the live session, but can I guide us on the latest Maccabee update? I'm not even sure what that is. RCW. Yeah, if you could tell me what the Maccabee update even is that the one that came out on Christmas or something? Okay, can you use an unhosted site? I'm not sure what that is. I would just recommend to, yeah, I don't know what that is. Graham, good to have you on. Do I only write about products in a certain price range, or if the KGR is favorable, or do you write about any product in any price range? I think any product in any price range. If you're serving, like if you have like a bigger view, like if you can serve your your readers, your audience on your blog, like you could do that. You could do that. Oh, Georgie's next to me. She's dreaming. So if you hear a bark, it's like a dream bark here. She Sheila says, any updates on my buddy Dave, long-haired guy who I interviewed? Cool story. I haven't caught up with Dave like too much, but I chatted with him just briefly on Facebook, just like Merry Christmas and stuff like that. I'm hopefully going to get him on for another interview. People do like his story, and it's cool to just get updates over time. Next, Raphael says, income school approach works. Just create content and rank on Google organically. It does work. And here's the argument that I'll put out there. Your ceiling for like traffic and revenue for a site is lower if you don't build links. Like, is it possible? Yes. But if you are spending time and you're like, hey, I have traction on this site, and what if you just did it organically? I know some people that do this, right? They'll publish their site. They won't build any links for like a year or so. They start getting a little traffic. When you start building links on a site that's like doing well like that and it's favorable, that is where some cool stuff will happen. Yeah. All right. Cool. Good questions coming in. I'm going to go back to the list over here. Love to hear my thoughts on Wirecutter expanding its categories and taking up the best product name for so many items. How will this impact our approach? I haven't looked recently, and I know they were definitely going more in the best product name area. And, as we've mentioned, the content's so good, the reviews are so good, they buy the products. I think there's still room because in many cases there are like cheaper and or different products. There's so many products. And one of the smart things that Wirecutter does that gives us room, they usually don't overwhelm us with choices, right? So a lot of people will go to Wirecutter to figure out like which action camera to buy, right? They'll only cover 3 or 4 of them. However, there are like dozens of different types of action cameras out there. So because they are curating and doing thorough reviews on a smaller number of products, it does give us room to say, like the GoPro, I don't have one, so I don't know all the different models. The GoPro, like Session 5 versus Session 4, like if you do those types, like then like the Wirecutter is not trying to rank for those. And there's probably many examples for every single product to make that work. Okay. A web designer told me I must use a custom site and not WordPress. It said it was too complicated for me to update, and SEO is much better on the custom site. Not true. WordPress is fine. Most people use WordPress. Okay. Tyson says, you've been checking some of your writer produced content and you're seeing anywhere from 5 to 10 plagiarized content. Is there an acceptable amount? What are the potential issues with this? Okay, Tyson. So I would say, I think it's probably, I can't remember, but for me, it would probably be okay if there were like 5 to 10% if it was specifically quoted, right? If it was specifically quoted and the source was given and you'd link back, right? That's a fair thing. You quote them. It's not the whole article. It's just a piece and maybe it's good information, right? That's probably okay. The issues are duplicate content, and across the board, if this happens on every single post, that's an issue. And from a management perspective, I would expect you to call them out and say, hey, I ran it through this like plagiarism checker or content checker, and here's what I found. Can you explain it? And let them know, hey, all right, you can quote a few things, but you need to quote it and you need to give and cite the reference. Yeah. So if you do that, and I mean, call them out. There's like a bazillion writers out there. So don't feel bad if you fire someone for copying work. I mean, literally, their job is literally to not do that. And yeah, I think that's a sign that you have like not a good employee there. All right. Graham says, did I get a new dog? Yes, I got a new dog 1 month ago. Thanks again about Brody. Had a border collie who was 15. He died of cancer in May. We're very sad, but he was 15. He traveled to, I think, like 39 states. Pretty crazy. And a rare fact that I don't talk about it too much. I've been to all 50 states. Been to all 50 states, and it's more exciting to talk about when I'm like, oh, I've been to 48. I got a couple more left. But after I've been to 50, it's like I'm just bragging about the story or something. But are people interested in hearing my story of visiting all 50 states? Because if so, I could talk about that someday in a separate video. Okay. Appreciate it, Graham. The new dog is great. She's about 4 years old. A little bit smaller than Brody. She's about 40 pounds or so. She was actually 45 when we got her, but we've leaned her up a little bit. You know, she was a little chunky. So yeah, she was a little skittish at first, but she's doing fantastic. And she has an Instagram account. It's called Georgie the Border Collie. So if you want to check that out, she has way more followers than I do. All right, Ben says, are there some good guest blogging platforms out there to help connect for guest blogging? I don't know. I think there used to be some platforms like that. What normally happens is it starts off in some sort of like white hat fashion, right? Something that's okay with Google, and then it quickly transforms into just a total like gray hat party, and marketers abuse it, and then those are like taken down. So okay. So yeah, I would say give it a shot, but it would be super interesting if it was like application only and a paid service to filter out. Because what is going to happen, right? Or what will happen is if it's free, you're going to end up with a bunch of garbage and people looking for shortcuts. When you charge admission, when you have like a strict policy, people are not going to abuse it and they're going to respect it. But, I would say it's probably a tough thing to pull off. Okay, and Tyson says, you usually have them spin the phrasing a little bit. It's often a definition-related phrasing in the health niche. That's probably fine. And Duke tells me that Barry Schwartz named the December 12th update Maccabees update. Okay. Yeah, I don't know enough information. Just to recap, the latest update, I don't know enough information, so I can't speculate. So it sounds like white hat-ish sites were targeted. And, a quick thing to note with 10 Beasts, I mean, if you take a look, I mean, I think you may actually go to like a premium Ahrefs account and like look at the backlink profile and like see, like check if there's anything interesting in there, right? I think there may be more interesting stuff in that backlink profile than, just scholarships and just guest post. So go have a look. Okay. Chris says, is there a learning resource that you recommend for someone just jumping into the thought process of quality link building? So I would check out like Backlinko as sort of like a baseline. It's a little bit like if you're in the marketing arena, like Backlinko, Brian Dean, great content, but it's almost like it's like the perfect explanation for stuff when everything's perfect, right? But that's rarely the case. Usually we run into some issues, and I think a lot of the stuff that he talks about, it could work great for a less saturated market. But when you're looking at, just doing a skyscraper type article, which is, going and consolidating information, making it the best resource online, and then asking people to link to it that have linked to similar content in the past, that's the skyscraper technique in a nutshell. If you do that now in, say, the internet marketing arena or like the pet niche or something, like it's been done to death and you're not going to get as much traction. So it's just not going to work as well because those ideas are like 4 years old, right? So they worked great 4 years ago, but as more people are doing it, the effectiveness goes down. So if you were to do that sort of thing, say on YouTube, well, it will probably work better on YouTube because it's less saturated there. It's a fresher market. So Chris, Backlinko is a good sort of baseline. I recommend you check out, because why not recommend my own stuff, right? I recommend you check out my videos on SEO. There's actually a free workshop next week. Okay, so in the link, or sorry, in the description of this video, there's a link to like SEO for niche and authority sites. And it's a 100% free workshop. It's not going to be on YouTube live. It's going to be like via the Webinar Jam platform. So you do need to register for it. And if you do follow the link in the description, I'll go through like the thought process of quality link building and, you know, how I recommend it. Okay. Wesley says, while focusing on link building, is it okay to go a long period without publishing a new article? Yes, it's fine. That's kind of how I work. I'll do like sprints of work, lots of content, no link building, then lots of link building, no content. Cool. Charles, good. I'm not sure what you said yes to, but probably in response to me. But I don't know what. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yes. On the like visiting 50 states. Sorry, I totally forgot what I was talking about. Yeah. Okay. So visiting the 50 states, people are interested. Excellent. Because like I spent obviously a lot of years. I'll give just a brief bit of information. So when my wife and I were dating, one night we were drinking beers. That describes a lot of evenings, but we were drinking beers and we thought, hey, let's what states have you been to? I think I just asked her. So we listed them out. And I had been to maybe like 24 or something like that. Maybe even 20. And I was like, it would be cool to visit all 50 states, wouldn't it? And just slowly over time, over about 10 years, I eventually visited all. And it obviously took several road trips. You know, I had several states in place and we had a pretty decent criteria, which was airports don't count. You have to either spend the night or spend money there. So there's some states, right, where like maybe I didn't spend the night there. For example, there's a few, but like Rhode Island, New Hampshire, they're kind of small-ish, but we hung out for a few hours and like we didn't specifically have a reason to stay overnight or time in our schedule. So we would just, you know, pass through, and Rhode Island is quite small. And then there are other states where like Montana, for example, it takes a long time to drive across the state and you may not spend a huge amount of time, but maybe you spend the night, you don't get to see too much stuff. We obviously moved to Montana, so we saw a lot of stuff. But cool. Yeah, I have like other stories related to that. And then, I mean, I could like recap like, you know, where I went when I went to certain states. And Duke says you only have one state left. What state is that? And Sharon says 50 states is in your bucket list, which is cool. So how many states have you been to, Sharon? Nonchalant. Do I offer Nonchalant says, do I offer private chats about Amazon affiliates? Yeah, I sure do. I do charge, right? So I don't, this is the period in which you could ask me questions without paying, but I'm very busy and I don't like to just sit at my computer and chat randomly. Like someone hit me up on Facebook Messenger, which don't do that. If you're thinking of doing that, don't do that. I don't like Facebook Messenger. It's a huge distraction. I ignore a lot of stuff there. And if you ping me on there and you ask me a question, that's a really bad impression that you made. So don't do it unless you like know me personally or something like that. But anyway, you know, it's no offense to anyone, but I'm busy. I don't want to waste my time just you know, sitting here answering questions and getting nothing out of it. So I do charge for private sessions. It's $250 an hour, and I can audit your site. I could do whatever you want, and I don't take everyone that asks me for it, by the way. So I do it if I know that I could help. Graham says, this is more of a meta question about affiliate marketing. How do you explain to people what you do? You find that people have no idea what you're talking about when you tell them about affiliate marketing. Yeah, that's really common. In fact, my mastermind group and I, we were talking about that. Like one of our goals, it was only like a couple months ago. One of our goals was to come up with like what you do. Like if you show up at a party, so context is everything for this. So if you're talking to, say, your family, it's mixed age group and they don't really understand like internet stuff. Sometimes, I'll say I do internet marketing. So that kind of gives them an idea. And I'll just say, I have some websites that I manage, and then they're happy with it because they don't know anything. They're just like, oh, websites. It must be really, Doug's good with computers. It's no surprise that he got into the, computer business. And then they'll ask me, how to log into some site, or they're having like trouble with Microsoft Word and they're asking me to help them. So they don't really quite get it. But then I went to a 1 Million Cups meeting, which is like an entrepreneurship, like networking group. It seems to be a lot of local folks, but I went to one of those meetings and, there were a couple people who were just there for the networking. They weren't actually entrepreneurs. They were, I think, like marketing students or something from the university. So they were like, oh, okay. Like I kind of understand what you're doing. They're like, oh, affiliate marketing. I talked to a couple other people. One guy had like a YouTube channel and a podcast. And he was like, oh, I just signed up for the Amazon affiliate program, like the associates program. I understand what you're doing. Another lady there, one of the organizers, she knew exactly what I was talking about and wanted to learn more about affiliate marketing and stuff like that. So if it's the right group of people, you can go deeper. But generally, if you just say internet marketing and I have some websites, then that's enough for people and they'll start talking about themselves like people do. But if they're a good conversationalist, maybe they ask you, or maybe they're interested and they're like, oh, so how do you make money? Then the spiel is, so I'm in the Amazon Associates program. It's their affiliate program. And basically, if someone makes a purchase through your website, your special affiliate link, you get some small commission. And then people are usually happy with that. And they think that you're not making much money. That's usually that's usually how it goes. And then Graham says, does it bother me or do you just not care? Yeah, I usually don't care. I'm a weird person and probably too confident in some areas and not confident enough in other areas. And that's one of them where at this point, if they think, I don't care what they think. It's great if they underestimate me. Okay. And Ben is referring back to the guest posting marketplace where you were thinking about the problem in the policy to avoid abuse. And yeah, I would say if you have a payment situation and like a membership thing and like you make it a little harder for people to get through, then like people are going to value that membership and they're not going to let garbage come through. They'll report people and they'll get that taken care of. What's the going rate for guest to blog? It totally depends, right? So that's technically not a white hat thing, but you can pay for basically it's PR, right? So if you go and look for like PR friendly sites, you'll find stuff and it ranges from $25 to, thousands of dollars, depending on, the traffic and the different, really it depends on the person that runs the blog. And Tal mentions there was a service for guest bloggers to find sites and vice versa. Yeah, it's totally like Google there have been multiple ones of those over the years and it goes up and down and kind of like, these sites were penalized in the last week here. And, there's probably going to be a lot of people who are just they're going to pack up and they're going to say, I'm not doing affiliate marketing anymore. And there's ebbs and flows and, I've seen a couple cycles come through in my short 4 years doing this. And I think, Tal, there have been a couple of these marketplaces or match services for guest posting, and basically they get shut down after some period of time, especially like the bigger they get. You know, and the bigger they get, the easier it is for them to get discovered, and then the more I guess like the more impact they can have, and it'll make people like get way more traffic and rankings, and then that's just farther for them to fall. John says, it's a beginner question. All right, welcome, John. Glad to have you on. You're looking to start in the new year. You're looking to use WordPress. That's great. Yeah, use WordPress. Do you have any experience with Thrive membership? The themes, the plugins, any suggestions? Okay. I would recommend you don't use Thrive. Um, I I've had a lot of experience with Thrive. I find the customer service to be pretty poor. John, you probably heard about Thrive from other marketers, and probably marketers who are affiliates for Thrive. So pay close attention. If you're learning about Thrive, you're hearing about all this good stuff, all these features that you have with the Thrive membership. They're getting a commission, right? So they have to disclose that they're an affiliate. And I'm telling you, check it out, because I'm pretty sure they're an affiliate. I do use one piece of the Thrive ecosystem. It's the Thrive Architect. It used to be the content builder. I bought it under the recommendation of like some marketer, an affiliate from way back when, and they were telling me, oh, you'll have these beautifully designed, even if you're not a designer, you can create these beautiful pages. You could put buttons, you put tables, all this extra stuff, all this extra unnecessary stuff. And John, my advice to you is the more options you have, like the harder it's going to be to like just operate. So if you're new to WordPress, you're new to themes and stuff, I would recommend you find something simple that doesn't have too many options. It's going to run faster. Thrive is pretty slow in general. It's just a really bloated piece of software. I mean, if you just think about all the things that you have on, you have the content builder, you have like Thrive leads, you have what's some of the other stuff. I mean, there's like several things, and if you stack them all together, I mean, this is no brainer. If you have all that functionality, it's 100% going to run slower than if you have a lean, like just well put together theme that gets content out there. Like, you don't need anything fancy. People will tell you that you need fancy stuff, that it needs to be beautifully formatted. I'm telling you, it actually doesn't matter. The people that are telling you that are getting a kickback in the form of a commission because they're an affiliate. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox. If you're curious, John, I actually have 2 videos where I had serious trouble using the Thrive Architect. And I'm using it because it's like grandfathered into my system. It's easier to just keep using it than to switch. But there's a whole video where I basically just needed to change the font and a couple dates on a sales page. I only use it for sales pages. And it took me, it took me hours. I couldn't ever change it, right? Super simple, right? Change the font, change the date. Couldn't do it. I asked for help on the support forums and didn't get an answer for like 3+ days. So I packed up and actually paid for the support to see if they could answer my question. And they took too long. So I just canceled it, got a refund on that. So I would caution you, John, if you want to try it out, right? If you heard from enough people and you're really interested in it, just make sure there's a return policy. You can get a refund, but I feel like you'll probably end up wasting a lot of time messing with Thrive. Okay, Best Cookbook says how to write good product reviews, use some premium plugins. Okay, I would say to write good product reviews, you should follow my perfect Amazon review format. It's a template. If you just Google the perfect Amazon review, you'll see like a PDF, and you could go to Niche Site Project and find like a pretty thorough like explanation on what you should put on a review. All right. And you say use some premium plugins. I don't know. I don't like plugins. Duke backs me up on Thrive. Thank you. All right. And Duke just has to get to Hawaii. That's the last state for him. All right. Yassine. Okay. I'm slowing down. Okay. Yassine. Okay. Nonchalant says send you a link. All right. Do this. Do this for me, Nonchalant. Send an email to doug@nichesiteproject.com and let me know what you need help with. Like I said, I don't take everyone. I don't do it for the money, right? So only if I could help you. If I can help you get answers faster, if you just want to like chat and go back and forth, we'll do it on Skype. But yeah, shoot me an email and then we'll sort it out from there. Unfortunately, I'm not in a position to, with the 52 people on here, I'm not in a position to send the link, do all this stuff to get you the info. I apologize, but doug@nichesiteproject.com. Just shoot me an email. I'll get back to you today. Sharon, you have 10 or more. You can't think of all of them right now. Okay, Sharon, for the states, just list them out today. It's exciting to have a goal like that and start figuring out like where you want to go next. Green Engineer says many bloggers don't accept linking back to my affiliate content. Does linking to non-affiliate content and then linking to the affiliate content work? Yes, it sure does. I would say if you can, improve the affiliate content so that they will accept it. But if not, what you mentioned will work. It may be, not quite as effective, but I mean, having links to your site is a good thing. Okay. Brown Dog is in the house. When I conduct my online courses, am I concerned that someone can record and re-upload to YouTube or other file sharing sites? Okay. No, here's a couple things with that. So number one, if they upload it to YouTube, I would be able to take care of the copyright stuff. Like I could file the copyright issue with YouTube and they would take it down. So I'm not concerned about YouTube. And then the other part is there are file or like course sharing platforms out there. If you Google like any major course for like any big person or small like me, so you could put it in like Derek Halpern, you could put in Tony Robbins, you could put in just any course that you could think of, you'll find some like free download site. And what it is, it's like a membership site where you have to pay like 50 or 70 bucks. And funny thing, they're out there, right? There may be the files available. I'm not concerned with it because I don't care. Those people are not my customers anyway. I don't want to work with them. The big thing, right, is working with me directly. So if someone has the content, it's interesting, right? It's valuable content. The key thing that you get with a course is you get to work with me specifically. And I mean, the thing is, I'm not worried about it. The other part is, they host these things. They host the files on like some other server where I can't get to it. You can't file a DMCA. You can, however, file the DMCA if they copy your sales page and your images, which I have done that because I was like, I know I can't get you for hosting my course because it's on some other server in somewhere where I can't get to it or file it or whatever. However, if you copy my sales page or any of my images or anything like that, I can get you for that. But it turns out it's just a waste of time. So Brown Dog, I would say in the reference or the context around this for other folks, you've been asked to do short online courses for disabled people looking for an employment. And yeah, don't worry about piracy or anything like that. It's basically just, I mean, people are going to take stuff and don't waste time with it. I had a couple courses from back in the day. And my friend and I, Lewis Ogden, we were very upset when we first saw that our stuff was pirated, but you really don't have much control over it. And again, it's not worthwhile to worry about it. And really, like I said, those people are not anyone that would pay, 30 bucks to download like 50 courses or whatever, which I'm not even sure if they're available. Right. I know, like they didn't have all my content. Actually saw messages on one of these, on one of these, like, I can't remember. It's like null downloads or something like that. And people were complaining because all the content wasn't there. And they were like, sorry, we can't get any more of the content. So they put it up, but they didn't have it because it wasn't available yet. So it's pretty interesting. And yeah, so don't worry about piracy. There's bad people out there. And if you worry about it, you're just wasting time. Graham says, I'm doing great today. Awesome. Graham says, once you really got going, how many posts did you have when I hit $100 per month? I don't remember. I think the first time maybe 20 or something like that. I'm trying to think back to like early sites, and for $1,000, it was probably like 28 or something. Like, you don't need that much content if you're, if everything else is done right, you don't need that much content. The site that was in Project Go White Hat, there were only like 45 posts, and it was making like 10K a month for several months. Like, I think like 4 months or so with like 40 articles. And then for the previous 12 months, it was making like $6,000 a month. So, I mean, it didn't have that much content. Mohammed says, if your website is reviewing laptops, do you hire an expert copywriter in technology or a general copywriter? Doesn't matter too much. It all depends on your budget and then like how high quality you want your site to be. You get what you pay for. So if you want it to be like really in depth, you got to pay more, hire someone that knows what they're talking about. Keela says, when doing keyword research, is it good to use the same method for affiliate sites and Adsense sites? No, probably not. Tao says, you can post a question in Doug's Facebook group and you'll reply there so we could all benefit. Thanks, Tao. Yeah. Yeah, put it in the Facebook group. That's the smartest way to go. Leslie, nice little joke. Marcel agrees on Thrive. You wasted a ton of time and money in it, and your plain text CTAs convert better than the Thrive buttons. Thank you. So true. So true. Okay. Mohammed says, I use buttons with view on Amazon, and they call to action. You got paid for several months. Lately, you've heard that they could take action for using Amazon in the CTA. Should I change my CTA? It depends. I think you should probably, there's like a whole like section for terms of use of the word Amazon. Like, you have to use a certain font with a certain color and another thing. I don't know that I'm doing that as strictly as what it appears that I should be. But I mean, I think view on Amazon is probably pretty solid. You're not making any claims. All right. And Tyler says, wow, you did it for the money for me. Okay, Tyler. All right. Let's see what Tyler has to say here. As always, I would exercise caution with like heckling. Okay, and I'll read all of Tyler's stuff because it's interesting. Tyler says, just saying this guy is a shark, and speaking to him in depth that I needed to know how to build a PBN. He talked me into buying his course, even though you had a site already. He won't refund me his course, and basically steps to build a niche site, building no follow comments to it, and explaining what a PBN is. He doesn't even tell you how to build it. Don't look for free info though. It's a waste. Okay. I'm not even going to respond to Tyler, but I'll ask the people in the chat. Please respond to Tyler. And I will mention, it is correct. I didn't refund Tyler, but I canceled the subscription, right? I canceled the payments, but Tyler didn't follow the like the refund policy in any fashion. So, okay. And thanks, Tyler, for chiming in. Nonchalant, feel free to listen to Tyler if you want to talk to him offline. That's totally cool. All right. Tyson has to go to work. Thank you. And Oh, and Sim says you just uploaded your first product review video. You use a live event to rank it better. Still needs trimming though. That's really cool. I have heard that that is a good tactic to use, and it's effective just because like Google wants more people to do live video. Part of the reason we're doing live video right now. And nonchalant, will this Q&A upload to the channel? Yep, it's instantly up there. It'll be out there. You can watch it at your leisure. Okay, Brown Dog says, and thanks for the answer on the piracy and other questions. Since YouTube is the second largest search engine, do I promote my sites on YouTube? No, I don't. It'd be a good thing to like do, but I don't have the bandwidth to do it right now. Okay, Graham says, Doug's content is incredible. The only thing that you found that has worked in affiliate marketing, and you're a student and you're not compensated at all to say it. Thank you. And Graham says, Doug is the man and a true gentleman. Thanks, Graham. And Dami says, you're in the wrong place. Doug doesn't do PBNs. And Ben says, now you're wasting your time telling us what to do. Okay, gotcha. And Tyler also mentions, you thought you would explain to people that you do it for the money, and you tell them they need things when they don't. And Tyler says that I told him that my course would help. Okay. And Ellen says you called Amazon to ask about, okay, Ellen, thank you for this. So she called Amazon and asked about view on Amazon as the call to action. They said it was fine. They said if you're using something that just said check price, that would be a problem. Okay, so if you say check the price on Amazon, that would be okay. Gotcha. Okay, cool. And David says you were part of the July course and there's tons of information, email access to Doug, which is invaluable, whether you're starting or you already have one. And okay, so, and Duke says, I personally made money off of Doug's methods. So if you're bitter, that rests with you. And okay, and Duke's not even a student, right? He's just a good dude who's been to 49 states, looking to get to Hawaii soon. And okay, and Ellen, thank you very much. This is fantastic. Maybe I'll do a whole video, give you a shout out just on this. Check price on Amazon would be okay. Very cool. Okay. And Tyler is trying to make his case here. So I'll let the conversation happen. And by the way, if you're watching it later, you don't have access to the chat. I'm reading out most everything that Tyler's mentioning, but I'm not going to kick him out. I'll let him, make his point here. Okay. And Ellen says this was probably in October when I asked this. So unless something has changed, you assume it's still fine. Okay. I think that's probably accurate. And they do change a few times a year. Amazon does change the operating agreement in general. It's always good to take a quick look at it. Most of the time, if something major happens, you'll hear about it from like several people all at once. And that is one good thing with the Facebook groups. All right. Okay. And Ben says you receive an email every month telling you which products on your site are old and they recommend which ones you could replace them with. Oh, that's cool. I wonder if you have to I think I've seen a couple of those, but you know what? I didn't know I saw I didn't know if I saw that specifically each month for old items. But that's cool. And Akila says, you forgot to ask, this will be the last question. You can ask more. We're all here. We still have 50 people. This is one of the bigger sessions. Really cool. Is it okay to mention the price on your site? It depends. You can't hard code it, right? You can't write it in there. But if it's pulling from the API or a site stripe situation, with the price in there, if it's pulling from the API and it's accurate, then you can do it. So you can't just list the price. That's a problem. The reason why, right? So people have questions on this. Amazon wants to have a good customer experience for the customers, right? So if you have like a price and it's out of date a little bit, right? Prices change all the time. So let's say you list the price for, it's $48, but then when the person follows the link, they see it's 62, and that's a bad customer experience. And basically Amazon doesn't want that to happen. Really, you shouldn't want that to happen. So that's why you can use like prices via the API, because those will be accurate. Those are pulled real time and that sort of thing. So don't list prices. Okay, Nonchalant says you need to post more info on the video description. For example, contact me, the Facebook page, and so on. It is interesting to note, Nonchalant, it may be on purpose. If someone is trying to get in touch with me, they'll find a way to get in touch with me, right? So if I make it a little bit harder, it filters out people that, maybe it's self-selection. Perhaps I should put a little bit more info, but I think, I'll look in the description here. I have in the description, there's a link to my about page. So you should be able to get to it. But thank you for the feedback. It's always good to get feedback. I always accept feedback. Okay. How do you use images from Amazon? Is it okay to use their images on my site? You can use a site stripe or a plugin or tool that pulls from the Amazon API. Ben says you sold a lot of stuff for Christmas, but January will be low again. You'll be surprised. A lot of times I find January to be pretty similar to November. My theory is people have gift cards and they buy a lot of stuff. Brown Dog says, have I ever received any benefit from structured data, rich cards, and blah, blah, blah? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't, but some people have said, my click-through rate went up when I used like a review. I guess it's not structured data. It's not metadata. There's a name for it, but it's a particular like way to insert the information. I haven't messed with it. It probably can help. Brown Dog says, what is my perspective on Facebook Creator as a competitor to YouTube? Your sign up is failing, and I'm not sure how long I should continue following it up. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not big on Facebook, and I'm really just putting my effort into YouTube in general. So it could be a little bit of a mistake to ignore it, but I could like cross post and stuff like that. But just me personally, like it's easier for me to focus on stuff that I'm interested in. I like YouTube. I watch YouTube stuff every day. For me to contribute to the YouTube community is more interesting than if I am trying to shoehorn my interest into Facebook. And I could be leaving money on the table, similar to making it difficult to get in touch with me. Like someone has to go to my website, they have to sign up for the email list or find the information. And it's not all perfect, right? It's a mess, right? Like I'm barely, it's barely functioning, right? It's not quite that bad, but I'm focusing on certain things that are like that will really make a difference versus making it easier for people. I already get more emails from random people than I would, really prefer. And, again, I make it a little harder for a little bit of a reason. Keela says, you don't understand. What is API? It's application programming interface. Is it a plugin? No. So here's the deal. So Aquila, I'll just tell you, just use the site stripe. Don't worry about the other stuff that I said. I'm just trying to answer thoroughly. Just use the site stripe. That's all you need. Okay. At some point, like if we start seeing too many repeated questions, I may start to wrap it up. No offense to anyone, but I could be here all day. When we get the same question over again, it's less exciting for me and less interesting. Mohammed says, is the number of affiliate links, can that matter, or do the number of affiliate links matter in rankings? Yes, they can. If you have too many, it can hurt your rankings. So don't put too many. I recommend putting less than you think. Ben says he uses the rating and reviewed structured data. You think it helps a bit. Okay. Yeah, I would say it probably helps. Brown Dog says, when you talk about prices via the API, then can't we write the content with sales gift ideas under 50 then? I've actually written a post and I got approved for Amazon. I think that's okay. Obviously you want to, visit that page and make sure like that it's accurate, right? So if you have some products that are over it, then you could be like, could have an issue. All right. And Sharon mentions that Facebook limits your audience. And then, yeah, Nonchalant says, my Amazon plugin is pulling everything via the API from Amazon. If I change the content of a product description for better SEO, is this legit? Yes. I think that's probably a preferred way to do it. And I would say, like, what plugin are you using, Nonchalant? Graham says, do I find that the domain name really matters when it comes to conversions? I don't know. I haven't tested really crappy ones, but I would expect if it's somewhat related to the niche, that'll add more credibility. I mean, I think if you have like a solid, like credibility, just from looking at the site, like the way it's designed, like if you have an about picture on the sidebar with like some cool, details on why you're an expert in that area, that'll probably be, important. But there are some sites like, for example, in the internet marketing world, Brian Harris's site is Video Fruit. So he started doing like video explainer videos. So it's called Video Fruit. But now he's mostly offering courses in software products around list building. Video Fruit doesn't matter, but he has authority from everything else on the site. Okay, and Nonchalant says, you're a web developer with years of experience, but you're a noob in affiliate marketing. Understand. Sheila, do I use tags in WordPress? Nope, sure don't. What do I think of wealthy affiliate? I would say stay away from it. Oh, nice name. Montgomery Burns. Nice. Funny. I would stay away from it. So the main issue with wealthy affiliate, I'm not part of wealthy affiliate at all. I've never taken their stuff. Here's the problem, right? Just on the surface, here's what I know. If you launch a site, let's assume the training just kicks ass and it's fantastic, right? You have to host the site, like whatever site you have to host the site on their platform, in which you have to pay for each month from the start, right? So off the bat, it's like multiple times more expensive to even get started. A lot of my students started at Wealthy Affiliate, and when they discovered it wasn't working for them, they come over to Five Figure Niche Site. So I think that if people are telling you to join Wealthy Affiliate, here's the funny thing, they're probably a Wealthy Affiliate. And I've had a number of people where I like check out their blog and they are talking, they never have proof of anything that they've ever done in affiliate marketing, but they're a Wealthy Affiliate, and that is how they make their money. Doesn't seem quite right to me. So I would say do your research. If you check it out, like make sure there's a refund policy, like a generous like refund policy. If you get in there and you see what I'm saying is true, then I would stay away from it. Yeah, I would generally just stay away from it. If you're just asking me straight up, I would stay away from it. Basically, I don't know anyone who was in Wealthy Affiliate and that like made it work. I have only met people that said it was kind of scammy. All right. Any more live questions out there? I'm going to hit a couple of the others that were sent in. is there a formula on how much traffic is needed to earn X amount? Say 10,000 visitors per month would equal X amount of dollars, just as a general guide. So it gets fuzzy when you get a lot of traffic, but the sort of benchmark that I've observed in my sites, I've observed with my students, and I've checked with a lot of different people that have sites, like my peers. And basically, like if you get about 100 plus or minus 25, 100 visitors per day, so it's about 3,000 for the month. If you get about 3,000 visitors per month, that's probably around $100 a month top line revenue. And there's a lot of factors involved, like what niche it is and the time of year, right? If you happen to have a site that's like 6 months old in the December timeframe, then you may have pretty good luck, right? You may have a little more revenue. So as you get more traffic, it's harder to actually determine like the average amount or anything like that. So it's really tough. And again, it depends a lot on the niche and just the other products that people may buy. Brown Dog says, is there a way you can measure which links on your website are clicked the most? Google tags is not working and you're looking for alternative ways. Yeah, there's ways to do it. I would say figure out how to do Google tags. I don't know. I don't do that, but it's probably good to have the data. Muhammad says, is using YouTube videos legal? Yes, you get embedded on your website. Highly recommend it. Dennis says, Doug is one of the few that actually make money from Amazon affiliate with quality training. Thanks, Dennis. Appreciate it. Graham says, I find that with more traffic, the revenue per visitor tends to go up on average. It depends. I think like the quality of your visitor may be going up as well. So like not always. And it depends, right? So if you rank for a term that's like a buyer's term, and like let's say you've ranked number 5 and then you move up to number 2 and you have more traffic where the visitor is interested in making a purchase, then people will buy more stuff, right? They're buyers. However, if you start ranking for, let's say you were ranking for like best product X for user Y, you were ranking for that, and you were getting, you were converting well, and then you go. Let me make sure I'm saying this right. And then you start getting links. You start getting more links, and you start ranking for best product X. It's a little bit more general. At that point, you may be getting more traffic, but it's not quite as qualified. So let's say a few months later, you start just ranking for product X. You rank number 1 for product X. Your traffic goes through the roof. All of a sudden, you're getting tens of thousands of visitors per month, and your conversion rate goes down. It's because maybe you're getting more general traffic, people that aren't as far down in the sales funnel. They're not as interested in buying. So it depends. Basically, it depends. But Graham, I think, I know kind of the level in which your site is at. So I think, yeah, you're probably right. It's going up. Dami says, do I put all my sites in the same search console? No. I separate them. I used to have PBN stuff and gray hat activities and stuff, and my sites were penalized because they were on the same account. So I separate things a little bit just in case something weird happens. All right. Any other questions out there? Last few minutes. Okay. How much capital? This is a question that was sent in. How much capital is needed overall for a small niche website, including the link building? And do I recommend any services? Okay. So if you're doing it yourself, if you're building it yourself, you can buy hosting, like a year of hosting for like under $100, and then buy a premium theme for like, I don't know, $30 to $50, or you could use a free theme, maybe from like Automatic. Those tend to look pretty good, and they're by the company that makes WordPress. automatic. Those themes look pretty nice, typically free. And then maybe a plugin here or there. You don't have to buy plugins, but a lot of people do want to get a plugin here or there. So for under $200, you can usually launch your site. That's all you need. $200 is all you need. Then after that, as far as link building, well, if you want to pay for link building, you could pay tens of thousands of dollars. Or if you want to do it yourself, well, it just takes your time, right? If you're looking for services, it's hard to recommend a guest posting service. I haven't tested all of them. I've checked out a couple here and there. Some people have asked me to maybe provide testimonials for them, and I wasn't super happy with their links, so I didn't do it. However, I will say, even though I don't do gray hat stuff anymore, the Hoth has multiple services, right? So they have PBN work that they'll do. They have Web 2.0. They also have a guest posting service. I have heard good things about their guest posting service. Not all of the links seem to be pure outreach, but a lot of them did look like outreach happened. So as far as testing a service, I would recommend, again, I would check out the Hoth. I'm not posting an affiliate link, but I am an affiliate for the Hoth. And I know some of the management there. They're good guys and gals. They have tremendous customer service. And if you're interested in trying a service, I would say try them out and see how it goes. And Graham says, that's a great question. Different emails for different sites, analytic, webmasters. Yeah, I would recommend that. Okay. Aquila says, if I choose a keyword with 170 searches per month, I get only 170 visits per month. Is that correct? No, not correct. Okay. Sharon says, what's my take on Fiverr? I think Fiverr is great for certain things. I think Fiverr would be a terrible option for any sort of link building or SEO activity. But if you need some other thing, like maybe a cartoon image or a header image, or I don't know, like a million of the other things I have, but yeah. Brown Dog is asking about paid ads. I don't know much about them. If you're an expert, go for it. But I would say you're asking about how to test and how much money. So you're obviously not an expert, Brown Dog. So I would just avoid it. Okay. Another question that was sent in. If someone is starting with Amazon affiliate niche sites in 2018, what things would you suggest for beginners? Concentrate on content or more links? I would say go watch my videos on the keyword golden ratio, and it'll be something unique, probably you've never heard of before. And I mean, I made it up, right? I was working and talking to some people in mastermind groups and friends. Quick shout outs for some of those folks. So Lewis Ogden, Cloud Income. We got Quentin Hamp, Cubicle Houdini, Rob Atkinson. He's mostly on my site and my channel. And then we also have, I forgot her name. I'll have to look it up on Skype. It is, she's over at Skip Blast. I can't remember. Totally forgot. But anyway, I was talking to people, put these ideas together. So if you're getting started in affiliate marketing or niche sites, rather, check out the keyword golden ratio. It'll make you look at keywords differently, and it'll help you believe that you can do it. And then as far as concentrating on content or links, you should do both. Do both. Okay. Next. Sheila says, you've had a 2,000 view day on YouTube, on a YouTube channel teaching 3D. Cool. Put an Amazon link under several videos to a book on Amazon. You are banned from YouTube for being commercially deceptive. Big channels do it. Be careful though. Interesting. Did you, so you were banned from YouTube. Did you put like a disclaimer in the, yeah, I see tons of people doing it, Sheila, but just curious, did you put like, hey, this is an affiliate link? By the way, I see big YouTubers not writing that it's an affiliate link, and they have like 30 affiliate links in their description. So I'm curious like what the deal is on that. Matthew says, did I ever get into other affiliate networks? A little bit, little ClickBank, little other stuff, building email lists. Yes, I've built email lists in the over 10,000 and worked on ClickBank products. So I don't talk about it as much. I'm a little less interested in it, although I am interested in copywriting and email list building and all that stuff. And Aquila, going back, says, thank you, but without link building, how do I get more visits? Yeah, build links though. Graham says, when did I decide to take the leap to do affiliate marketing full time? Well, I got laid off. So that that makes the decision super easy. Can I talk about a bit of the process? Yeah, I can. And actually, I've been doing more interviews. Some are not published yet. There is one that actually is published. It will take me just a minute to pull it up. I was on my buddy's channel. Let me see if I could find it really quick. And by the way, if you have other questions, keep asking it so I could come back as I'm looking up this video. For you, and it'd be super cool if I'll paste it in here. It's an interview with, actually, this is like one of the biggest channels that I've been on. It is, he has like 39,000. It's kind of crazy. He has 39,000 people that are subscribed. I'm kind of like an outlier as far as the content, but like super cool guy. There's a video over there, and I think I do talk a little bit about like, transitioning. I need to answer a few more. And by the way, if you go over there, and you have the opportunity to just say like, super cool interview, thanks Alex for interviewing Doug, that'd be fantastic. It'll be nice to get like a little more activity over there. Like I said, he has a lot of subscribers and really cool guy. I actually interviewed him. I'm going to publish that interview probably in a week or two here. So, all right. Thanks for adding more questions. Yeah, Graham, basically I got laid off. And if I didn't get laid off, I probably, number one, I wouldn't have been able to grow the business as much, but I probably also would not have quit. So I had, if you just, let me see, I'll just put an IT project manager salary. And if you just look, because I can't tell you like, or I won't tell you what I was making in my job and stuff. And I'll put in, okay, so IT project manager salaries, the average base salary is 95. And this is just from like Glassdoor. So the average salary is like 95,778 per year. And that is the average, right? So that's with 7 to 9 years of experience, and roughly like I had about 10 years of experience or so. So, and the other range is like 10 to 14, a little high. So basically it's a 6-figure salary, right? It's pretty hard to like just quit that job with like excellent benefits, right? Crazy. Who would do that? So I got laid off. Shauna, Dami, thank you. Shauna Newman was the other person over at Skip Blast. Totally. Sorry, Shauna. I'm sure you're not watching this, but totally like forgot your name for a second. I don't know why. I actually met Shauna. She's the only, I haven't met Lewis. I haven't met Rob. Haven't met Quentin. But I met Shauna. She drove through Bozeman, and she was like, hey, I'm coming through if you want to hook up. So we met at the Starbucks, talked about business. Okay, Fazil says, per the KGR rule, if you target 170 searches per month, that means I will only be getting 170 visits in the whole month. How will that increase traffic? All right, here's the deal. It sounds like I didn't explain it well. I just answered the question. 170 is just an average, right? So any keyword search volume is just an average. The other thing is that's only for the exact keyword phrase that you're searching for. But most of the search traffic is coming from the long tail area, right? So there's a whole book called The Long Tail by Chris Anderson. And really, I've been drawing more pictures here. People don't seem to hate them or anything. So I will draw another one here. And basically, you'll just get way more traffic because people are searching for very specific things. And if you are targeting those specific things, or if you're just the best one, then that's a good thing. So here's the drawing. So basically, like, you may be like, this is the short tail, right? If we're going to use that nomenclature, right? So this is the short tail, very high search volume up here, but there's not very many of them, right? And over here, there's like an endless number of the long tail. These are, maybe you're targeting something in this range right here. It gets a certain number of searches, but there's tons of other sort of like combinations of words that are related to that search that you'll rank for. So I have like, a decent amount of data where like you can rank for a lot of, or sorry, you can get a lot of traffic for low search terms. Okay, trying to get through here. So basically you'll get more traffic than you think. Do I cloak the affiliate links? And is that right? Google hate affiliate links and not ranking them. No, don't cloak the links. And I don't know about, I don't think Google hates affiliate links. And Matthew says one term can be searched for in 10 different ways. So 170 is the exact match, and there may be 10 other ways to search for it. Yep. Yep. And someone says, Alex, he's into Linux and WordPress plugins and stuff. Yeah. Alex is a cool guy. I talked to him for a while. So really interesting. Graham says, crisis precipitates change. You're doing great, man. Sorry to bring up the layoff. I didn't know. Oh yeah. Total. I didn't really love the job. Yeah. Way happier doing, like just working for myself. Thanks, Graham. Appreciate it. So Dennis says, I'm building my niche sites while you have an opportunity. At some point, your current projects will end, and who knows when it'll happen. You're 55 and you're ready to move from project management to affiliate sites. Very cool. Do I use Tumblr or Reddit? No. Thomas says, does the Amazon disclosure text on an Amazon site need to be visible all the time for the visitor? I don't think so. Or is it enough to link to a page and explain the disclosure? I think it's probably a good idea to list it on each page. I think putting it on the footer is a good idea. I've seen it in the sidebar. I also have seen people just have it on the about or disclosure page. I don't think it needs to be visible at all times, though. Yes, really says if you do everything right and drive customers to your site, once they click an Amazon link, Amazon has your customer going forward. Amazon mass markets to your customer. So you end up with one sale. Something like that. Yeah. Okay. And Fazil says, thanks for the drawing. Cool. I'm glad that makes sense. Sharon says, do I use paid traffic? No. And next book, by the way, I brought this because I've been talking about it. So this book I saw it at the bookstore a little while back. It's by Dan Rome. It's called Back of the Napkin. And you know what? I just flipped through it a tad, but I was like, this stuff makes sense. And I think doing these little drawings and illustrations could be very helpful, especially for like these videos and stuff, like not necessarily these live streams, but like if I do videos and I could draw a little diagram, perhaps it's more interesting than just having me talk and watching my handsome face. Maybe pictures could be a good thing to do, right? So, all right, the questions are winding down. I think I just have one more on here. Is using an auction domain faster to rank a website? Yeah, probably. But it could be quite expensive, right? If you're getting a good domain, it's probably going to cost over $1,000 or more. I think a great scenario, right, is if you buy an existing blog and then turn that into an affiliate site. Like find someone. The issue here, right? You're going to have to go out and like network with someone, try and buy their site from them. So that could take a long time, but it could be possible, right? So if you go out and you find like an under monetized site, maybe it's a blog from a few years ago, maybe they were like running ads or something like that. But if you can buy someone's existing site, that's probably going to, I mean, just you could buy it, move it over to your stuff, start publishing like affiliate related content, and then you could potentially rank way faster. Isaac says, do I have 2017 case studies? Yeah, so go check out, there's something called Project Go White Hats. And I'll send you a link. It's like a 10, 12 part series. Project Go. Yeah. So that's from 2017. And additionally, there's other information on my site. So Isaac, you could check that out. I think that the link will work. Who knows? Sometimes it doesn't. Green Engineer says you commented only once on a blog, but SEMrush and Google Search Console show that you have 42 backlinks. So the reason why it's doing that, Green Engineer, is because that site probably has some plugin where the comment shows up as like a recent plugin. And it probably also has like archive pages all over the place. And your comment is all over the place. Turns out it's not a problem. Google understands that it's not like, number one, it's a no follow comment, right? So it's a no follow link. So it doesn't really matter that much. And then Google understands that it's like put all over the place on the same site. And basically it doesn't matter. So don't worry about it. Matthew says, what's a good average time on page number to hit? It depends. I would say if it's over like 90 seconds, that's nice. And Tao, nice. I was like, Tao, come on, you're better than that. So Tao says, can you explain the December 12th Google update again? It's pretty funny, man. You got me for a second. Appreciate it. It's pretty funny. Okay. Finally, I think that's it. That's all the questions. So next week, I'm doing SEO for niche site that works. There's a link in the description below. So if you're interested in attending, you should follow that link, enter your email address. Looks like we have a handful of people still watching. If you have the opportunity, if you haven't, click the like button, the thumbs up. Please hit the like button. It helps people find these videos, and I appreciate it. If I answered your question, if I said your name, even Tyler, you should like the video, man. Sorry about the hard times before. And yeah, like, come on, just like the video. I'm here answering all the questions. I didn't even boot you when you were in here. Crazy, huh? Thanks everyone for speaking up for me on my behalf there. And I'm going to shoot some video intros in a second. Couple things, just totally behind the scenes here. So I'm doing I'm publishing and having a video edited with John Robinson coming up. I got my interview with Alex. I talked to Dom Wells. We have 2 interviews coming up. One's about just, a general interview with Dom. He's from Human Proof Designs. I think a lot of people know Dom. So got that. And then a productivity just rundown with Dom also. So I'm shooting intros for those. And I was watching a couple of intros that I did in the last couple of weeks and realized, dude, shut up. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, why am I talking so much? So I'm working on making the intros a little crisper, a little shorter, get to the point. No one wants to hear me ramble on what I'm about to talk about. So I'm working on tightening those up, aiming to have like 45-second intros, get right into it. So looking forward to that. Thanks, Green Engineer, Matthew, Sheila, Duke, Tim, and appreciate it, Tim, for you hopping on. And Patricio, see you, yeah, for sure, in 5-Figure Niche Site. Cool. Thanks, everyone. And we'll catch you next week. Have a happy new year, and everyone be safe. Thanks.